Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Patrick McKee. An icy, wet start to our weekend as a weather maker moves through Southwest Virginia earlier this morning. Closed schools, and it really did impact your morning commute. Let me show you some sights from the New River Valley from this morning. And that ice, it coated everything. Car windshields were totally covered over. Made for some slick spots on some roadways, especially those bridges and overpasses. New River Valley, where we likely saw the most accidents throughout the morning. Things starting to improve for us outside as we give you a live look this afternoon over the Roanoke Valley. Looks like the rain has come to an end. Still a very gray, nasty looking day outside. Your local weather authority has been tracking this storm from the very beginning. Meteorologist Chris Michaels is joining us now with the very latest on what we can expect. Some good news for some folks. Winter weather advisory just went away.
Yes, especially for areas south of 460. There may still be a few slick spots north of 460 where temperatures have just started to climb above freezing. But in the meantime, Elk Creek will end up with 1/4 of an inch of ice. Most of us, though, between a glaze and 1/10 of an inch, although Blacksburg, as you saw from some of that video, saw a little bit more than 1/10 of an inch of ice. Meanwhile, anything we're seeing right now in the form of rain, it is a cold, annoying, miserable kind of rain, though, in Lynchburg and Southside, with temperatures generally 33 to 35 degrees. A few showers building up from the southwest. Most of what we see here early this afternoon is going to stay east of the Parkway. Meanwhile, limited visibility. Want to let you know to just keep an eye on that as you're driving around this afternoon and this evening. Another piece of good news is that, air temperatures are above freezing, but road temperatures are above freezing as well. So mostly just some wet roads, maybe a few slick spots north of 460, but keep an eye on that fog as we head through the afternoon. Areas of rain developing to the southwest and moving into the area, some of which becoming a little heavier later tonight into tomorrow morning. So now we're just left with rain. We'll let you know how much more we see, plus two other impacts from this weather maker. What they are as we head through the weekend, we'll let you know coming up in about 15 minutes.
Because of today's not so nice weather, the town of Christiansburg has moved its Christmas parade to Monday. It's still going to be at 7. The town is still going to light its tree tonight at 6:45, but we'll also have a ceremonial tree lighting coming up on Monday evening at 6:45. The town's new event this year, Winter Wonderland, which was scheduled to take place tomorrow night from 6 to 8, that's been moved inside at the rec center. And we have also just learned that Roanoke's Dickens of a Christmas Parade has been canceled and will not be rescheduled. As always, when we're not on the air, your local weather authority has you covered. Stay up to date on the latest conditions by downloading the WSLS 10 News app as well as the weather app. Just into the newsroom this afternoon, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office is now responding to our report that Michael Brown was hiding in the RV when it was found. In a statement, the Sheriff's Office says, "We have been aware of that rumor," it calls it, "since Brown was arrested. We have been investigating that information and cannot confirm that Brown was in the RV at the time. We are currently unaware of any surveillance video from the impound lot in Roanoke. This is an ongoing criminal investigation, and we will continue to investigate any new information that becomes available." As we reported, Brown's attorney, Deborah Caldwell-Bono, confirmed to us exclusively that Brown was hiding in the completely dismantled RV the entire time that authorities were searching for him on November 14th in Roanoke. We're told he escaped after it was towed to a lot that night. 10 News is continuing to follow this story. We are going to have the very latest coming up for you tonight on 10 News, starting at 5. The House Judiciary Committee this morning is back in session unexpectedly. The vote to pass 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump was scheduled for yesterday, but postponed by Democrats very late last night. As Jennifer Johnston explains, Republicans accused their colleagues of putting off the historic vote to get more television exposure.
Neguse?
Aye.
Mr. Neguse votes aye. Ms. McBath?
Aye.
The House Judiciary Committee taking its historic vote to pass articles of impeachment against President Trump one day later than expected. The articles charging the president with abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
And there are 23 ayes and 17 noes.
The article is agreed to.
The critical vote was delayed late last night after many Americans had gone to bed. Democrats blaming Republicans for dragging out the meeting for 14 hours. Republicans accusing Democrats of ambushing them, delaying the final vote to get more media attention.
And I have just witnessed just the most Bush League stunt I have ever witnessed in my professional life.
President Trump going on another Twitter storm this morning, asking, how do you get impeached when you have done nothing wrong?
I have never in my entire life seen such an unfair, rigged railroad job against the President of the United States.
Democrats say they have presented overwhelming evidence the president pressured Ukraine to investigate political rival Joe Biden while delaying military aid and obstructing the congressional investigation.
There's a pattern that the president has shown us over and over and over again, that he's willing to do anything, cheat, give away America in exchange for winning election.
The months-long investigation expected to end next week in a climactic vote on the House floor, with lawmakers deciding whether President Trump becomes the third president in history to be impeached. Then in January, the Senate will hold an impeachment trial. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is now saying there is no chance the Senate will vote to remove the president from office. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
6th District Congressman Ben Cline sits on the Judiciary Committee and voted no on both votes. New at noon, police make an arrest in the robbery and murder of a New York college student from Virginia. According to 2 senior law enforcement sources, police have arrested a teenager and continue looking for others. New York police officers put up signs last night asking for the public's help in finding those responsible for the stabbing death of 18-year-old Tessa Majors. Authorities say the Bernard College freshman was attacked and robbed Wednesday night while walking through a city park not far from campus. Last night, students and community members gathered for a vigil to remember Majors, who is from Virginia. New York's homicide total this week eclipsed 300 killings for the first time since 2016. Military specialists have recovered 6 bodies from a small island off the New Zealand coast 4 days after groups of tourists were caught up in a volcanic eruption. The specialists, wearing protective clothing and using breathing apparatus, were taken to White Island by helicopter. After the bodies were retrieved, they were airlifted to a ship where scientists and other police and military personnel monitored the risky operation.
The families who have experienced such grief and such loss since the extraordinary tragedy on Monday, and that today was all about reuniting them with their loved ones.
2 more bodies are believed to be on the island but could not be found, and police say another operation would be launched later to recover them. The likely death toll stands at 16, but many more people were hurt in the eruption, some critically. After months of litigation, the families of 6 people killed and 10+ people who were hurt when a bridge collapsed at Florida International University will receive their share of nearly $103 million. A Florida bankruptcy judge approved a settlement yesterday between the victims and the project's general contractor. The $102.7 million settlement should be divvied up by mid-January if no one appeals the plan by December 28th. An investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board found design failures, inadequate oversight, and systemic negligence during construction. Grocery retailer Wegmans Food Markets plans to build a $175 million distribution operation in Central Virginia, bringing 700 new jobs. Governor Ralph Northam recently announced that the grocery chain picked Virginia over North Carolina to expand its East Coast distribution network. The company plans to build its operation in Hanover County, which is just north of Richmond. New at noon, Radford names its new police chief. Jeffrey Dodson Jr. will begin duties on January 8th. Dodson has served the Culpeper Police Department for 16 years. Throughout his career, Dodson served in various capacities. He has a master's in criminal justice management, a bachelor's of science in management and leadership, as well as an associate's in police science. Happening right now, Radford University Carilion holds its inaugural winter commencement and hooding ceremony. A live look for you inside that ceremony right now as this new school, this is the first one. It was formed when Jefferson College became a part of Radford at the beginning of the school year. This ceremony getting a couple hours late start due to the weather is supposed to start at 10, just started minutes ago. The Community Christmas Store in Roanoke is a nonprofit that gives Christmas to more than 400 families in need. It's open to registered families today and tomorrow. And one volunteer's passion spread around the globe. For the past 25 years, Felica Huff has spent her holiday season volunteering at the community store in Roanoke. She's become so passionate, she shares the experience with everyone she meets, including coworkers like Sarah Flood, who lives overseas. Sarah takes 2 weeks off of vacation just to lend a helping hand. She hopes her gift of giving will inspire some and motivate others to keep going.
Very special thing for me. She means a lot to me, my family, my work family in Allstate, and to this organization.
This weekend, the store is still in great need of socks and underwear for both children and adults. If you're interested in donating, we've got the information you need to know on WSLS.com. To make it easier for people to get to Explore Park to enjoy Illuminite's, free shuttling will be available for 5 nights. Visitors may park in the Carilion Clinic Riverside parking garage and pick up a shuttle on December 15th, as well as the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Buses will depart every half hour starting at 6 in the evening, with the last shuttle departing from Explore Park to return at 11. Carilion Clinic Riverside parking garage is located at number 1 Riverside Circle, and guests are asked to use the entrance that faces Reserve Avenue. By riding the shuttle, you'll also receive a $4 discount on admission. Those who pre-ordered tickets have already received that discount. 'Tis the season to spend, but beware of holiday scammers. 4 things you can do to ensure your hard-earned money stays in your bank account.